everyone, my name's Gabby, and with me here today, I have one of Kia's longest running nameplates. And no, it's not Pat. But who are you?
My name is Pat Hart. I'm the dealer principal down here at Brantford Kia. And Gabby, what are we filming?
We're filming the 2026 Kia Sportage, and today we do have the top of the line gas model. However, we're not going to focus too much on what comes in this particular trim level, more so on why the Kia Sportage in general is a Canadian top pick. And there's no better people to talk about this than myself and Pat. Pat wasn't actually supposed to be in this video today, it just worked out that well. So Pat, give a little quick breakdown of who you are and why you're the expert on this.
I started with the brand back in 2004, and they had just started, they had finished first gen Sportage and brought out second gen. And I wasn't too sure about the brand, and then we saw the second gen Sportage, and immediately they started to sell. And I'm like, okay, I think we're onto something. And here we are now, all the way to what, fifth gen?
Fifth gen with a refresh. In the 2026 refresh, I barely even want to call it a refresh. It's almost a redesign to me. They seriously changed so much about this vehicle, but they also gave the buyers, customers, what they really want, especially in the entry trim levels. That's definitely something we're going to touch on in today's video. We're also going to highlight why it's a Canadian top pick in the sense of price points and standard functions.
And let's face it, if you're driving a Sportage right now, you got to get the new logo.
You got to get the new logo.
It just looks so much better. Like, what a great looking car.
It's a fantastic looking car, and I'm so happy we're filming this particular color today in this trim level, because it really does show just how far Kia's come with their design. They used to offer fantastic value, but the cars were kind of just cars, you know what I mean? Now the vehicle is something you can truly feel special in, get a lot of emotion from, and enjoy.
Yeah, we've got the tech, we've got the looks, we've got the ride. Let's dig into it.
Let's go. So Pat's going to take over the camera, and we're going to start off with the front end. If this is the first video you're seeing on our channel of the new Kia Sportage, we've got a lot of changes. So 2026 gave the car a brand new redesign for both the front end, the rear end, and the technology. We'll do a quick breakdown of what we're seeing on our front bumper, starting with the headlamps. So we've gone away with the boomerang style LED daytime running lights, and instead we have amber DRLs. I think they definitely draw a lot more attention to the car and add some more style, and of course the visibility is fantastic. The main headlamps will be full LEDs regardless of what trim level you get, and in my opinion that is almost a non-negotiable here in Canada. It's nice to have LEDs, they last longer, they burn brighter, and of course they add to the modern appeal of the car. On the X-Line trim levels and the X-Line Limiteds, you'll also get a lot of gloss black styling elements. So if that's your preference, you might want to opt for one of these trims. It also changes the Kia emblem to a flat black logo. The cars now also come with a lot of fun paint colors, so this wolf gray that we have here today is brand new for 2026. We've also got greens, blues, you name it. There's a lot of options. These are not your boring basic cars anymore. Fog lamps, also something that is fantastic to have here in Canada. We've got some pretty funky weather. Fog lamps create a little bit more lower visibility. Now, something else that has been added to our vehicles, more so in our lower trim levels that used to be exclusive to the highest models, is things like forward-facing parking sensors. We're seeing this more and more on our more entry-level trim levels, and the Kia Sportage is no exception. When you hop over to the LX trim level, you'll already get rear parking sensors, and then you'll also get them in the front when you hop over to the X line. So tech, safety, and styling, we like to see it. Another main, I guess, selling point or bonus of the Kia Sportage is the fact that if you want something a little bit more fuel efficient, we've got a Sportage for that. There's actually 3 different powertrain options for the Kia Sportage, and let's start off with the gas that we have here today. So if you opt for a regular gasoline Sportage, regardless of your trim level, you'll get the same 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. Now this engine will produce 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque. It also has a regular 8-speed automatic transmission, so no CVTs, no dual clutches, just a tried and true automatic, something that's worked exceptionally well for us here in Canada. It also means smooth shifts and pretty good efficiency. So on this particular powertrain, you'll get about 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers, but if you want something even better, you can get the Kia Sportage that you know and love as a regular hybrid or a plug-in hybrid with 3 different trim levels, each in between each powertrain. So 3 plug-in hybrid options, 3 hybrid options, and what? I think we got 6 gas options? There's a lot of Sportage to choose from. All right, let's take a look at the wheels now, and we'll also talk about the all-wheel drive system. Now, in its very, very entry trim level, the gas Kia Sportage actually comes with a front-wheel drive powertrain, or drivetrain. When you hop over to the LX all-wheel, it adds on Kia's smart all-wheel drive system. What I mean by smart is the sense that when you're driving on a regular drive pavement, the vehicle is primarily front-wheel drive, and that's great for fuel efficiency. However, if it senses a little bit of slippage, let's say you turn onto a road with uneven terrain, the vehicle automatically adjusts power to the rear to give you the traction you're looking for. But Kia also took it a couple steps further, incorporating terrain modes, so things like snow mode, we definitely see snow here in Canada, but also sand and mud mode, altering the all-wheel drive system to give you optimal traction. Not to mention, our wheel designs look pretty dang good. So this is a 19-inch wheel exclusive to the X-Line and X-Line Limited trim, all gloss black, just like our exterior elements on the front and rear end, and a Michelin tire. All of our cars also come standard with all seasons, or I should say all seasons, yeah, all seasons, for our standard tire, and of course you get the all-wheel drive option. Pretty nice to see, ventilated disc brakes in the front with solid disc brakes in the rear, and a multi-link rear suspension. There has been some changes to the noise, vibration, and harshness for the 2026 model, giving it an quieter ride. Oh my goodness, you guys, I need some water. All right.
So with the tires,
yes.
You say that they're all season, but we still recommend winters.
Yes, and here's why. All season tires have their own type of rubber compound. When temperatures drop below 7 degrees for about a week or even more so, things start to change. So your tires, although they're recommended for all seasons, don't actually work that well in snow and ice. So when the ground is freezing, your tires are going to harden up and not give you the traction that a regular winter tire would. Winter tires are also recommended due to their actual tread pattern. So they have slots around the side that actually evacuate snow and ice buildup from the tire, making sure you have more rubber in contact with the road. Keep in mind, you could have all-wheel drive in your car, that's fantastic, but the only part of your car that's touching the road, hopefully, is the tire. So get a good tire for your car, thank me later. All right.
That was a great explanation.
Thank you. For the windshield, this is on particular models, so if you're shopping for gasoline specifically, the heated windscreen will start on the EX model, and I'm gonna have Pat get a little closer, although I don't think probably not. Our camera won't pick them up, but there are little burners.
Lines. Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah, you can see it in the cabin, but it doesn't block you from driving. It doesn't distract you. So a lot of people are familiar with their rear window being heated. Now we also have it on our front windscreen. Fantastic for melting snow and ice off your car, no scraping involved. The best part is, thanks to the 2026 refresh, we actually have Kia Connect standard on this vehicle, meaning you can now unlock, start, and warm up your vehicle in advance from your phone, something that you could only do in higher trims in the previous generation. It's also nice to see remote start being integrated from the key fob as a standard function, something that, in my opinion, might just be a non-negotiable. Tech-wise, tech depends on what trim level you're looking at. So when you opt for something like the X-Line Limited, you will get some extra add-ons like blind view cameras and a full 360. But the Kia Sportage does a great job of also giving you great things like forward collision avoidance, as well as lane keep and lane follow assist in its standard trim levels. New for 2026, we also have Smart Cruise Control standard and a giant 12.3-inch display with wired CarPlay and Android Auto. What that means is if you don't want to opt for a trim level with in-house navigation, you can still use the nav from your phone and it'll be seamless on the screen within the car already. So it's more and more user-friendly and more tech functions that you want standard with none of the things you really don't care for. All right, let's come up to the side and I want to highlight the roof rails. So the X-Line and X-Line Limited trim levels do give you a bit more of an off-road-esque design package, and the roof rails are a part of that. They don't just look good, they are also functional, so if you do want to utilize rooftop storage, it's great that you already have that added height. Speaking of height, the ground clearance of this vehicle. The X-Line and X-Line Limited have a tad bit more ground clearance, coming up at 8¼ inches. That's a very good amount, with your regular Sportage trim levels being just over 7 inches of ground clearance. Again, not a car that you typically will get stuck with, but of course we typically recommend winter tires. When I started working here, our entire service loaner lineup was actually Kia Sportages, and I did get to drive them every once in a while, and I was like, wow, this is a really good car in the winter. Handles the road great, and Kia Sportage has just gotten better since. The rear end hasn't had too much style changes. It still looks very similar to what we saw last year, but there are some tweaks to the tail lamp design, bold, bright with a mix of LEDs and regular bulbs. Exclusive again to the X-Line and X-Line Limiteds, you'll get the blackout badges, which some may love, some may not really care for, but it is an option, and we love having options.
The badges look good.
The badges look very good, especially with this paint color.
When they changed the logo, we were like, oh yeah, we're on to something.
Yeah, our vehicles definitely look a lot more premium now. I absolutely love the sharp styling, and it matches everything else on the car, really. We do have rear parking sensors. So I did mention that that was something we had last year, but really it was exclusive for higher trim levels. Now it's something that is standard. We love having things like sensors, safety, standard on our cars, of course. This vehicle has 8 airbags as well, and it is an IIHS top safety pick. Now here's something that'll get a lot of Canadians happy. Hockey bags fit in here, no problem. If you're not into sports like me, no worries. Lots of room for other things. There's over 1,000 liters of cargo space behind the rear seats. Now you can add that by even dropping this rear cargo floor down. Now that I've lifted it up, you can see we also have a compact spare tire. If you guys aren't from Canada, maybe you don't spend a lot of time over here, we don't have the best roads, specifically in Ontario. Great peace of mind knowing that you do have a compact spare with you. That way, if you do experience a blowout, you actually have something to replace your tire with. It's not a mobility kit. That being said, we also get 5 years unlimited kilometers of roadside assistance. All right, so I think that sums up my exterior walkthrough. And keep in mind, this is a gas model. If you're shopping for hybrid or plug-in hybrid, the size of the vehicle will be the same, but the styling will look a little bit different. Have no fear though, the Kia Hyundai channel has filmed each and every single vehicle we have ever received at this dealership, so I'm sure if you search on our channel, you'll be able to find the exact trim level you're looking for. Now I did ask in the live chat earlier, but I'd like to ask again for our future viewers, what are some of the non-negotiable functions you need in your vehicle? I know here where we have blistering hot summers, but also freezing cold winters, it's extremely nice to have climate control done by either your phone or remote start from your key fob, both of which are now standard on the Sportage. All right, let's show the cabin.
What's a non-negotiable for you?
I just said it.
Say it again.
I don't even have it in my car, so I guess it's not really a non-negotiable.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I would say something I truly, truly miss, again, is the ability to remote start your vehicle. It sucks running outside after work, turning on my truck, then running back in, letting it warm up.
I think it's Apple CarPlay for me.
Yeah, Apple CarPlay is nice too, but that is truly standard, I think, on every car now, right?
No, if you go like a 5-year-old luxury car, they don't have it.
On a new car.
Yeah, on a new car.
On a new car, yeah. So guys, let us know. I mean, it's fun to see how different things are, especially based off where you live. I mean, I don't think I could survive without heated seats. Heated seats are standard in all our cars here in Kia Canada. All right, Pat, do you want to show the inside real quick?
Yeah, sure. I can do a quick scan.
And again, this won't be a full in-depth walkthrough. We're not going to go through every single button, but I definitely want to highlight some of the things that have changed for this year. The screens and the technology are one of them that stand out the most. So I'm just going to quickly hop in, and I might actually grab this from Pat just to show you guys what we're looking at. We'll put the car in accessory mode to wake up the system, and you'll see our main center display is a 12.3-inch display. So larger screens, I mean, some people don't care for the added tech, some people do, but this system software is so simple to use. So whether you're tech savvy or not, I think you can really appreciate it. It is full touchscreen, and you do have driver controls or drive profiles integrated into it. So if you are frequently sharing your vehicle with someone else, you don't have to fight over who gets to preset the radio stations, who gets to preset the navigation settings. You all have your own profiles. Another thing is the CarPlay and Android Auto is now wireless. So regardless of your trim level, you can connect your phone seamlessly and not have to worry about bringing a cord with you. The controls are also quite large, so very easy to utilize. If your passenger's never been in your car before, they can probably figure out what menu they need to go to do what they need to do. It also closely mimics a phone in the sense that you got drop-down menus for little settings like brightness or display controls, so it all makes sense. Now in the driver's area, the steering wheel is completely different, but it's still easy to use. You got your drive modes right at the touch of a button that allows you to select things like normal mode, sport mode, and a customizable My Drive. On the right-hand side, we have our terrain control, where you can put your vehicle in snow, mud, or sand mode. You also always have your digital display of your speedometer and your tachometer, with the X-Line Limited trim level giving you a full 12.3-inch gauge cluster, and the trim levels below still giving you a digital gauge cluster it's just not going to be a one full picture. Check out one of our videos on those trim levels if you'd like to see it in person, because we don't have one in the bay today. Now, our steering wheel is heated and leather wrapped, so a very premium feel. That is not something that's standard on the LX, but it's very easily accessible, being as it is one trim level up from the base, so you're not going to have to go too high on price point to get that luxury feature if you absolutely need it. In the very center, you'll also notice that the Kia Sportage has done away with piano black, so it's becoming more and more live-with-able, if that's even a word. So now on the X-Lines, you get a nice wood grain trim with no more fingerprint magnets, so all these high-touch areas will actually hide the fact that you touched them. Wireless phone charger is also an option, with USB-Cs being standard in our cars now for faster charging. The gas models come with the lever-style gear shift for your 8-speed automatic transmission, and your hybrids will have a dial-style gear shift. Just below, you have quick controls for things like your parking sensors, your park view camera, and your auto hold brake function. The layout is fairly simple, but so easy to use. And I mean, when you're driving, you don't have to worry about what you're doing or where you're reaching. You do have an ECM mirror with HomeLink integrated, which is quite nice. So that's auto dimming and low profile. There's your HomeLink buttons along the bottom. Kia Sportage has also always amazed me with its panoramic sunroof. So that starts on the EX trim level here in Canada, and it expands all the way to the rear. Truly a beautiful, beautiful sunroof, and it really brightens up the cabin. Pat, what do you think?
That's a big sunroof.
This was not in the first edition Kia Sportages, that's for sure.
It certainly wasn't.
No, so now we got a lot of style standard on the Sportage. Pat, I want to do something different. I usually always sit in the back seats, but I'm 5'4".
Okay.
You're a big boy, so we'll have Pat sit in the back.
All right, so I'm just gonna adjust the seat. All right, so this seat is pretty much all the way back. I am 6'1" and a bit, just under 6'2". You can see that there's probably 8 inches of headroom, tons of room as far as leg room, shoulder room. In the middle, we do have the transfer case in the middle, so you're gonna notice that my knees are up a lot higher. I wouldn't sit in the middle. I just wouldn't. And
Pat doesn't need to sit in the middle.
Nope. I'll sit in the back if someone's driving, but I would not sit in the middle. Really comfortable car. The other thing I like about it, of course, is the USBs in the seat. Like,
Yes.
they don't miss anything with Kia. Like, if you can think about it, if it's going to be convenient, they put it in our cars. So, yeah.
It's also worth noting that standard on the Kia Sportage is rear ventilation. So you do not have to go up higher in trims to get some comfort controls for your rear passengers. So very nice to see. Heated rear seats are also an option. That's going to come on the EX Premium trim level in the gas model lineup. And you also have some hangers integrated into the rest of the seats ahead of you. So a lot of good use of space Kia's done with this car. It's not the largest vehicle in our lineup, but it's also not crowded by any means. You can comfortably have 5 passengers on your road trip and still fit your luggage in the back. It's truly a remarkable car, and it just keeps getting better, as we've seen from this refresh. Now, one other thing I wanted to highlight, and I can't remember if I've mentioned it earlier in this video, is the Kia Sportage in all of its trim levels is actually built in Korea. So Pat, what does that mean for us?
No duty.
No duties, no tariffs.
We have a free trade deal with Korea. So there is, no duty. This vehicle is also made in the US for the US market. So if you're an American, there's no duty for you either.
Yep. So truly, it's a vehicle for the North Americans. I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic car, and I'm so happy that this has remained in our lineup as long as it has. I mean, even since I've been working here, I've seen a lot of cars come and go. I mean, the Optima has died off, the K5 is gone, the K4 is gone. Oh, no, the K4 is here. The K5 is gone. The Forte is gone, the Rio is gone.
Yeah, Sportage is a nameplate that's going to be around for a long time, and it certainly has been in Canada. So the interesting thing they did do in 2026 is half of our production is going to be hybrid or plug-in hybrid. So they've gone to a 50-50 split of ICE versus hybrid. So availability of plug-in and other than ICE is going to be pretty good.
That's actually exactly what we need too, because one thing we've seen being a real dealership, we're not just a YouTube channel, you guys, a lot of our customers want hybrids, they want plug-in hybrids, they want that fuel efficiency, They love the Sportage, but they want the hybrid.
I don't know if you saw it, but recently Quebec has an EV mandate, and so they've softened it a little bit. They're going to allow hybrid and plug-in hybrid to count as a half credit rather than a full credit, so it gives some incentive to sell hybrids and not just EVs.
I think that's a huge win.
It's a little more realistic to hit the numbers that they're achieving or trying to achieve. So,
price, please. So Kia Sportage will certainly range in price points. Right now, we have the fully loaded gasoline model, which is going to put you just over $40,000 Canadian. If you're opting for hybrid and plug-in hybrid, the price will be a little bit higher, of course, just due to the hybrid systems configurations. However, the Kia Sportage, that starts at just over 30, I want to say. So there's a lot of variation between trim levels and price point.
I see DT UK is on. So I just flew home from London yesterday. As mentioned in one of our previous videos, I got to go to Wimbledon, and what a cool experience. Really enjoyed it. Interesting enough, the tennis game was 6-0, 6-0, so I spent all this money for a 58-minute game, but you can't win them all, I guess.
B. Sammy said, I have a question. Why is hybrid and plug-in hybrid not turbocharged? So in the Kia Sportage's case, they actually are. They both have a 1.6-liter turbo gasoline direct injection engine. However, if you're talking about something like the Kia Niro, that will be a naturally aspirated 1.6-liter hybrid.
Interesting enough, Joe Mama just asked if Pat sit through the 6-0, 6-0 women's final.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was full on in the straight sun, 32 degrees. Yeah, it was hot.
Couple other things I wanted to point out to you guys. So what we have standard on the Kia Sportage now, just as a quick rundown before we end off today's video. Standard functions now include Kia Connect, which is the app access to unlock, start, and check on your vehicle status, as well as things like Smart Cruise Control. Smart Cruise Control, you had to go to the EX trim level to get before, which is quite a few jumps up higher. You also get rear parking sensors, a push-to-start ignition, as well as remote start integrated into the key fob, and convenience entry. Convenience entry is another Canadian, or I guess anywhere with cold climate must-have, and let me show you why. I'm going to turn off the car and take the key out for a second. I don't know about you guys, but come wintertime, I'm wearing sweaters, I'm wearing jackets, I'm wearing a lot of layers, and I have no idea where my key is. My key could be in my first layer, and we're walking over freezing. I don't want to have to dig through all my pockets to find which pocket has my key. As long as the key's on you, reach for the door handle, the car will unlock itself, and then when you're done driving, you'll press on the handle again, it'll then lock. So, I mean, it may not be a must-have for you, but it's something that is certainly a nice to have for me. Ooh. Bye-bye, key. Pat, is that something you couldn't go without now that you've had it?
You really get used to just having the key in your pocket.
Yes.
Or
in your bag.
In your bag. So, yeah, every car I drive at this point is keyless.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about not having keyless entry.
Well, it depends on what we're driving. I drive old cars sometimes too. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Does it have an auto lock function on any trim, like locks at a certain distance away? So we do not have an auto lock function on the Kia Sportage. I don't know how much I personally trust auto lock. I would still be locking it anyway on my own.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
I just like the confirmation of knowing my car is locked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to trust.
For sure.
Does it feel underpowered for highway merging? So glad you asked that. No, absolutely not. If you're absolutely loading your car to the brim, like pushing it beyond its means, yeah, it might feel a little bit sluggish. One thing I will say, if you are someone with a heavy foot and you want that responsive throttle feel, please put it in sport mode. I promise you, it is not a gimmick. It actually does change the way the vehicle will shift its gears and run through its gears. So try that out and then get back to me.
Do you have a heavy foot?
No. That's why I drive slow cars now, Pat.
That's right.
Can't get speeding tickets.
Good plan.
All right. Now I think we'll probably end off today's video. A bit of a different one than our typical Kia Hyundai walkthroughs, but let us know if this is a style you like seeing, because we want to film what you guys want to watch. And of course, let us know in the comments down below too what your non-negotiable functions are, whether you live in a cold climate or not. We want to know what you're after.
They had a quick question about heated windshield to conclude.
Okay.
At the beginning, they were really expensive.
Pat, your head's out of frame. Step back.
I'm not sure if they're I know the prices started coming down on them.
Yeah.
I've not looked specifically on a
I
Sportage.
haven't seen a quote for one.
So, but they're definitely more expensive because they have a heating element in it for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing I will say, modern day windshields are going to be more expensive than a vehicle that's 20 years old, because now just about every car also has a camera somewhere in the windshield.
So you got to get it
Calibrated.
Yeah. That was the word I was looking for.
Which sucks, but again, as this technology gets better and better, and as we get used to it more and more, those prices will come down too. So.
All right, Gabby, let's leave it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Bye, you guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.